Hi there, for today's video we are going to be going over characters, setting, problem, and resolution. Now I know we've gone over these different things before, but we're talking about characters, setting, problem, and resolution in a realistic fiction story. So characters in a realistic fiction story will, if they're people, they will act and talk like real people. If they're animals, they'll act like pets or other real animals, okay? So if you read a story and you're noticing the characters are behaving like people would, and animals and pets are behaving like animals, real animals and pets should, then that's probably a good clue that this story is going to be a realistic fiction story. Now, if you have characters that are made-up characters, such as animals behaving like people and flying planes, or maybe standing upright, wearing clothes, and the people have wands and magical powers, then that is not an example of a realistic fiction story. That's an example of a fictional story, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about setting now. Setting. Realistic fiction setting. The setting could be a real place in today's world, like a school, the beach, Texas, nighttime, daytime. Remember, setting is where and when a story takes place. So those are all real examples of setting in today's world. Now, fictional setting, the setting is made up. It's fake. It could not be a real place in today's world. Here's this little example right here. It's a castle in the sky. You can see the clouds, and there's a dragon flying above it. That is made up. That is not an actual setting, is it? No, we're not going to see that in today's world, okay? Let's now talk about problem. Realistic fiction problem. So this might be a problem that actually happens in a realistic fiction story, such as you drop your ice cream and the ice cream is starting to melt. You can't eat your ice cream anymore. It's dirty. It's melted, okay? The problems in these types of stories could actually happen to someone. It could happen to me, it could happen to you. Actually, they're real problems. Okay? Now, if you're reading a fictional story, you might notice problems that could not actually happen to someone. They're fake. Like, it's raining meatballs, or, let's see, maybe your markers come alive and start talking and run away, right? Those aren't real. That's not a real problem that we would have. That's fake. It's made up. That's why those problems would be in a fictional story, not a realistic fiction story. A realistic fiction story, the story's made up, yes, but everything that's happening in the story, the characters, the setting, the problem, the resolution, it could actually really happen to someone, okay? Let's go over resolution. Resolution. So, resolution is what? It's how a problem is fixed, right? So in a realistic fiction story, you're going to get a solution or resolution that could actually happen. We talked about this yesterday. The ice cream fell, melted, it's dirty, it's gone. How could you fix that problem? Get a new ice cream. I drank all my water. I'm still thirsty. That's my problem. How could you fix that problem? What's a real way I could fix that problem? Go fill up the water bottle, and there you go. You have more water. Now, in a fictional story, made up, right? The example we had right here was it's raining meatballs. Now, in the story, that's not going to actually happen. But how could this problem, this fake problem, actually get resolved? Well, you're probably going to get a resolution that's also fake. That couldn't actually happen. Right here, it's a machine that's going to stop. You're going to get this machine that can stop the sky from raining food, okay? So I hope this helps. Remember, realistic fiction, your characters, setting, problem, and resolution, they're all going to seem real. Even though the story's made up, the author just made it up in their mind, everything that's happening, character, setting, problem, resolution, could actually really happen to someone in real life, okay? Now, if you're reading a fictional story, the characters, setting, problem, and resolution, it's going to be made up. The characters may not act like people. The animals may behave like people, and they shouldn't because they're animals. The problem resolution might just seem completely made up and fake. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this little review over characters, setting, problem, and resolution for a realistic fiction story.